How much work did Lonzo do today?
He did a lot of work in the training room, and now he's in the weight room. Nothing on the basketball court. Questionable for tomorrow. He says he feels good, but that's obviously will be a decision made between him and the training staff.
Did he report any pain today or anything?
He is tender to the touch, which would be expected on any ankle sprain. But he said he feels good. He's not limping around. Came in early, got treatment, and now he's just lifting.
Lonzo obviously has competitiveness, and he said yesterday that he expects to play on Thursday. I mean, how do you kind of rein that in and temper some of that and kind of let cooler heads prevail?
Well, we want that mentality. We want everyone wanting to play no matter what, unless we pull them out. But at the end of the day, it'll come down to what we feel is best for him. If he's at risk of getting hurt worse or hurting something else, and that comes from the training staff, then it'll be our call to keep him out or not.
Tyson's stake in the moment was that the offensive rebounds that you guys gave up at such a high rate because certain guys were making the right rotations and no one was still in had one. And so after seeing the tape, is that accurate? Is that what was happening?
Our rotations were bad last night. Yeah, and I thought we, in watching the game, I thought we gave in to fatigue. Really, we've been making some really nice progress as a team, especially on that end of the floor, and rebounding being one of our staples as far as finishing off a defensive possession. And I just, we got sloppy and we got lazy with, not just our rotations, but that was a big part of why we got dominated on the boards last night.
You got to see Josh Hart for a third game after the sprain. What's your take on the way he's moving around, the way he's playing?
I think he still has some pain going on. He's not moving as freely as he usually does, and what makes him such an effective player is he does winning. He makes winning plays all over the court, and that goes from taking charges to rebounding to switching and guarding bigger, smaller players, it gets more challenging when you're dealing with some pain. So he'll be fine.
And given his situation and how he's a little limited, does that affect the decision on Lonzo and letting him go? Maybe if it's not 100%. I know no one's ever 100%, but if he's also just not right now.
No. Everyone's body's different. Everyone handles those type of things differently. So we won't hold one player out because of how another player is dealing with an injury. So it's just different for everybody.
Is Caruso going to come up tomorrow?
Well, undecided still. He sprained his ankle too, so he's
He played only 11 minutes.
yeah, he hurt himself. So depending on his health, we'll make that call.
You guys have 4 games in a row at Staples, but you're only 6-4 there. How important now to kind of try to set a tone?
It is very important. We talk about it. We talk about now that we've started to level off and play better basketball. One of the things we want to do is become a dominant home team, and the only way to do that is to win your home game. So we're aware of that, and we know that we want to make a stand in these next 4 games.
You guys have been 18th in pace since Rondo went down after being 3rd prior to that. Have you wanted to slow things down a bit? And if not, how do you get back to that?
We don't want to slow things down, but we also aren't emphasizing as much as far as push every chance we get. One, because we're more focused on our defense right now. And 2, we know that Rondo's a big part of leading those breaks and playmaking and getting guys in the right spots and making sure that we're taking care of the ball. So, not having him out there, we're more just trying to play solid basketball right now.
So do you want Brandon to see if he's running the backup point too?
No. We want Brandon to push it when the opportunities are there. We're just not screaming at him every time he gets the ball to fly down the court. We're making a concerted effort to get consistency going and then slowly start to ramp up the pace again.
What is the sort of, once everybody gets back and you have the roster mentality, what is that kind of sweet spot where you're balancing the running with the defense? What does that look like?
Oh, it's a work in progress. It's no way that this is a new group and we're all figuring each other out still. So it's kind of what we envisioned it being and what the reality of who we are is, and then finding what works best for our group, and that'll be a year-long thing.
Knowing how Lance struggled when he went to other places outside Indiana, did you take any special approach with him entering this season, or consider different things as far as using him within the offense so you would maximize his abilities?
Well, nothing different than anyone else that comes here. We try to include them as quickly as possible, make them, feel part of the family, part of the culture, and then look at what they do best and try to give them that, and put them in those situations to succeed.
How's he fit into this team so far, Lance?
He's been great. He brings a competitive spirit. He's another ball handler we can use to either get his own shot or get someone else a shot, and he makes practice exciting every day.
In what way?
In multiple ways.
Games too.
In 20 games,
What was that
do you
look?
kind of identify as the biggest growth area that you still want to see progression and development, maybe a stat or something?
Consistency. We break down the season into to 10-game segments, right? So we did our 10-game breakdown today, and where we were defensively mainly for the first 10 and where we are now. And it's gotten a lot better. And we're 4-6 now, 7-3 in the last 10. So it's a good way to kind of measure what we're doing and where we're going to. But we need to keep the numbers we have. We have to be consistent with them and continue to value those things as the season goes. Our offensive numbers have dropped. So now we were top 5 offense in the first 10. Now we've gone into top 5 defense. Now we got to kind of level that out a little bit in these next 10.
You mentioned the 10-game split. How much can you attribute the defensive improvement to Tyson getting here?
He's part of it for sure. The way he talks, the way he plays, his leadership. But you only become a good defensive team if you have 5 guys committed to doing it. So you got everyone that's playing gets credit for the defense getting better.
You mentioned kind of matching the vision of what you anticipate the team looking like versus what it looks like. What has surprised you about kind of how it's actually played out now that you've won 2019? Or maybe what didn't you think? What hasn't maybe played out and what has the way you thought?
Well, it's some of the slower pace of late. I would not have anticipated. I thought we were going to play pretty fast all season, but due to injuries and other circumstances, we've started to slow down a little bit. Our offense, our turnovers, but nothing's really surprised me as far as what's going on. It's just we got a new group of guys learning to play together, and you're going to run into different little bumps in the road all season long, and it's about getting over those together and continuing to become a better team. And I feel like we're doing a really good job of that.
Last question. One of the things that, just going back to Lance, one of the things that people said is that when he's comfortable, that's when he plays his best and when he's the most effective. Do you get the sense that he feels comfortable with this team and with this organization?
I think he's comfortable. I don't have anything to put that against, but with my time and experience with him, he seems to be very comfortable with the guys and enjoys his time here.